Alright, hello everybody, we're back again. Bots still do not seem to be moving or working in that sense. I have no clue what's happening. Maybe this time will work. Seems to be booting up well, just not really making much happen. There we go. There we go. We might actually get this match on air. Goodness. Don't know how much that is a sigh of relief to me. Got a tight schedule this week, so... And game will be on air. You can hear the music. I am Tetro, and this is the RLBA. Let's cut to the chase here in what has been a long-awaited match of like 8 minutes of battling my computer. I am Tetro, and this is the RLBA. Let's cut to the chase. Let's go here. Harrisburg in the blue and gold, and Phoenix in the black and red. Here's a shot by Leffa immediately, and Leffa scores off the kickoff. What a play to start out the game. Phoenix, one of the hottest teams in the league. I don't know what this team was doing, or what Harrisburg was doing. But let's not cover our net, guys, and that's kind of what happened. Let's see how this one will unfold. Here's Guard and St. Peter. Hamburger cheese salad passes to St. Peter. St. Peter goes over his car. Now Redbot and Leffa on it. Hamburger cheese salad gets the out. New Black sends it back in off the backboard. Here he comes. St. Peter to the corner. Leffa. St. Peter and Redbot. Now Guard. Leffa. Passes centering feed, and St. Peter will have that out. Nice pressure by Phoenix nonetheless. Comes Guard, Redbot now. Redbot touching it over. Here's Guard once again. Nice play by Guard. Getting that ball out of danger and quickly into the offensive zone. Here he comes again. Guard, free agency legend. His rookie year, been traded from Tacoma to now one of the best teams in the league, Phoenix, at this point in time. I think they can beat any team if they put their mind to it. And they're just super good in that department. Nice pass over here, and not what you wanted to see there. Leffa just can't collect that ball off that pass. That's what an error. And Guard tried to pass it over to Leffa, and Leffa could not receive that one, and it's 1-1. Here we go again. If you're wondering why I sound probably a little bit of pep in my step, my voice is kind of fried, as per usual, honestly. In the thick of the season here, really not doing too hot in the vocal department. Here's a shot from Redbot, and Redbot seizes his moment. What a goal there! But not doing too hot in the vocal department. Honestly, got some good RLBA action here. 2-1 at Harrisburg. We got a good match brewing. Redbot clears it in. New Black, here's a shot. Straight to St. Peter. St. Peter will get it out, puts it to the corner for hamburger cheese salad. Now Redbot sends it the other way, straight to St. Peter. They're going to keep passing it into their zone. Guard intercepts that one. Not a good play. Here's a shot from Leffa. It almost gets a double touch. What a play off the ceiling, yet cannot come up with it. Goodness gracious. Would have been one of the highlights of this whole season there. There's a shot off the right post, and that will be off the car of Redbot, but ultimately out of danger. Rimming it along here. Here's St. Peter. Guard clears it up in the neutral zone. Guard trying to come away with it. Leffa now. Leffa still puts it in the neutral zone. Guard trying to get it and put it on net. Cannot do that. Leffa's going to put it over to his wall. And Redbot will have to recollect it. Here's New Black coming in hot. Now St. Peter. In the neutral zone here. Over to the corner. New Black. Clears it in. Redbot. Now New Black once again. Here's a shot off the backboard. Rebound. Big time chance. St. Peter will get that one out of danger. Leffa leaves it up for his teammate Guard. And Guard cannot pull away with that one. Here's New Black with another great shot off the ceiling. And St. Peter will have that one out. Here's Leffa. Big time shot off the backboard. Centering feed for himself. What a goal! No time wasted with that maneuver there. Kept in the air, kept at it. 2:12 left to play, and the score is 2-2 here in the third to last game of the regular season. The final game for the Phoenix Razorbacks. Here's Leffa. Centering feed for Redbot. Redbot takes a shot and lays on him for the hat trick. That right there is the definition of a Harrisburg Senators hat trick for you there. And it is 3-2 as the Harrisburg Senators have taken the lead here. Here we go now. Redbot on that ball, trying to smother it on net. Still on that ball. New Black will get that one out. Nice play. Here's Leffa. Riser for him there and cannot put that one past him. St. Peter's got him on lock there. About to hit him with the seatbelt emote. Here's New Black taking a shot, and that will be just off. Now Leffa puts it in the neutral zone. Redbot. Leffa. Leffa, big time shot. Nice save by St. Peter. Rebounded in the crease, and Redbot will get that one out. At least leave it up for the time being. Gets the first touch as opposed to Leffa. Leffa still got it in the neutral zone here. Redbot, nice possession. New Black steals it from him. Going to leave it on the backboard, and St. Peter's going to recollect that one. He's going to get some time for the Harrisburg Senators to regroup here in their zone. Phoenix leaving them with a lot of time here, a lot of time to produce, a lot of time to make noise, and that is really not what you want to do if you are any other team. You do not want to get them having anything. You want to get them having fun. You don't want to get them any chance to breathe in their zone, and Phoenix is really letting them do that. 1 minute left, and Phoenix has to get one more goal to tie this up. Whiff by New Black, and that's going to cost him. Redbot's got possession. Here's Guard. Guard 1v1ing. Redbot comes away with the victory there. Here's St. Peter clearing the zone again. And that's something that Harrisburg is world-class at, not letting the enemy team get any chance on the net whatsoever. They are just so good at that. They're running each other. Now what do you want to do? Season on the line here. Here's Redbot. Leffa comes out of it. Nice play. Realize they had the lock in there in the corner. St. Peter throws it on the neutral zone. Here's Leffa centering feed. St. Peter can't get to it. Centering ball. Leffa. Here's a shot. Leaves it up for his buddy Guard. Guard gets a shot. Off the backboard. Redbot leaves it up. 3 seconds left. In the air now. 1 second left. There's a shot by New Black off the backboard. Here comes Leffa. Dropped down by St. Peter. Senators win. Wow. What a buzzer beater there. And St. Peter was anything short of spectacular. He was so good. 4 saves, and that wasn't even like, dude, that was an amazing performance. St. Peter gets the MVP there in my book. That was insane. MVP race winding down. Senators 1 goal lead, and take that one to that house. Get some candy and a pat on the back from their manager there, as that's definitely a match they'll want to remember heading into the playoffs now. I actually forgot the playoff standings here. I know, crazy, but let's check here, as our next match will be Henderson Silver Knights versus Sacramento River Cats. Sacramento River Cats, they have 9, so they have 7. Their match still needs to be played, which means they're out of playoff contention. So it's really the Blizzard versus the Rampage for any sort of playoff contention. Rampage already played their match, got left out 2-0 by the Knoxville Smokies, out of all teams, turned 3-5 to end the year. And really good season for them, like coming off of what they had and what their management dealt with. They kind of made it work. So final record for the Smokies, 6-11. But we got a good match today. Your final score, 3-2, as the Harrisburg Senators will take that one to the house. And definitely one they'll want to keep writing up. It's a good game. Of course, Phoenix placed last in the league. They're not really doing too hot. Expected to do stuff and make some noise, and they have done that thus far. Kept up with some of the best competition here, but they take another loss. That will be their 13th loss in the league. Makes them the losingest team in the RLBA. But anyway, got another match on here. And on the bench, forgot to mention for Phoenix, number 55, Cheeser, and number 10, Wildfire. So just depending on what you want to do there. But I think guard got there in time. And if they just had a little bit more from New Black in that showcase, they could have won that game. So I don't think they really change up anything here, and they're not really going to. They're going to move New Black to defender, though. Guard's going to go to midfield. Redbot is going to stay forward. Hammer Cheese Salad midfield, and St. Peter will be back for defending for the Harrisburg Senators. But here we go for game number 2. Get some birds chirping. If y'all heard that in the background, that was literally just my computer. I don't know why they did that. Okay, game's about to be on. I will be right back. Give me 2 seconds to listen to this awesome music by the Meat Bees. I'm pretty sure, yep. Crash Alone by the Meat Bees. Give me literally 2 seconds. Got technical difficulties. I'm back, and we're back for some RLBA action. Hope y'all are ready. I'm ready. Let's see how this one will play out. Game 2 of the Harrisburg Phoenix series is on next. Let's cut to the chase. Let's go here. Harrisburg trying to steal this series. No roster moves, just placement moves here. Here's New Black. Talked about him. He's got to make more noise if he wants to have any place in tonight's standings. He just wants to make a move for his team. He wants to keep this team in contention, and like in this contest, that he's got to make more noise. Got to keep balls cleared. Here's a nice play from Guard, and that's how you make a statement. Guard lays it on him for the 1-0 lead and puts him in the need for crunch time here early. Here's Guard. Hamburger cheese salad. Now Redbot in the tic-tac-toe makes the play. All 3 of those players on that ball and makes a great highlight reel play and immediately comes out of crunch time to make this game a 1-0 ball game. Well, 1-1 ball game. As they say, 0-0. And everything's on the line here for placement-wise for Harrisburg. Here's a nice shot by Leffa. A shot saved by Leffa. And Harrisburg really wants that first place. They need to have the easy battle. They want to make finals. They did not make finals last year. They went against the hardest competition. They went against Baltimore in the 3 seed and lost in 3 games. So looking to make a different statement this year with Baltimore now out of the playoffs. Baltimore, of course, won last year in dominant fashion. I think they lost 1 game that playoffs, and that was against the Harrisburg Senators themselves in a miraculous win. Here's St. Peter. Clears it in, now with Leffa. Leffa shoots it up for Guard, and Guard will leave it for Leffa once again. Hamburger cheese salad gets a shot off the left post, a little wide. Here's Redbot pressuring that ball. Centering feed. This game's still tied. Anybody's ball game. Here's a clear. St. Peter's going to be on that ball. You know he loves getting those balls back in for his team. Here's Leffa on the drop down, and he got it. Lovely goal there. Just wow, St. Peter can't collect himself fast enough. Leffa's there in enough time. Gets the drop down, bar down, not necessarily, but necessary for Leffa. Here's St. Peter. Shoots it in. Now New Black. Brings it out. Nice play off the backboard. Now Guard. Puts it on net. Hammered cheese salad. Now New Black. New Black drop down. Redbot. New Black once again off the backboard trying to get something started, and St. Peter will elect to get that one out. Here's Guard putting it back in though. Ball's up. St. Peter on that. Everyone's left. Leffa still there off the bar, and he puts it in. Great play there. This game is 3-1. Harrisburg is on their heels here. View of Guard now. He's going to take the kickoff. Now off the backboard. A little bit of a floater. Here's Redbot, and he's not going to miss. Nobody there. And he seizes the moment entirely. New Black with the black. And the bad touch. And this game is 3-2. Hamburger cheese salad. Now over to Redbot. Redbot puts it on net. New Black will elect to get that one out. Massive shot off the backboard, and St. Peter will have that one out. No Leffa will have to retrieve it. Middle of the zone. Here's Redbot. Redbot, nice shot, scores and puts that one away. Makes a move there. And a lovely play from Redbot there. 72 miles per hour, and that's a decent shot right there. Chalk that up as another Redbot goal, and that will be his 2nd goal of the game. Actually, no, his 3rd goal of the game, which chalks up as a Harrisburg Senators hat trick for you there. Off the car, Redbot. He's definitely had himself a night. 3-3 tied game here. Phoenix looking to put this one away. They definitely have a decent bit of momentum. Don't really have car control, though. St. Peter, once again, they look like they got control of the ball here. They're really trying to lay it on them, like trying to play their position spectacularly, trying to execute their system that they've gotten pretty much to work all year, and now they're, with playoffs impaling their thoughts, they definitely have to just save their bodies for crunch time here. It's definitely going to be a wild ride. Redbot comes in hot. Redbot off the car with Leffa, and they'll be off the wall. Leffa with a nice save. He's got something off the wall. Here's a shot from Leffa off the backboard, and St. Peter will save that one in the corner. Here comes Redbot. Guard in now. Redbot puts it in. Leffa back in. Hamburger cheese salad. New Black. In the corner here, 1 minute remaining. Here's a shot from Redbot. 1 minute remaining once again. Hamburger cheese salad puts it on his net, and Redbot will save that one. Crunch time, he's got possession. Leffa Comes up big. Here's a shot from Leffa. Leffa gets it down, and it's a Leffa hat trick for you there. 4-3. Phoenix Razorbacks taking this game with 47 seconds left in the ball. Here we go. Phoenix putting Harrisburg on their heels here. Shot from Redbot, and he scores! Redbot's putting them on their heels. Just sensational. Taking a swig of water. Lovely snipe from Redbot, and that's about as good as it gets for your star player. St. Peter clearing it in. Now Redbot on that ball. Somebody's got to be there. A lot of whipping on the Phoenix end. Here's Guard. 30 seconds remain. Guard trying to put one down. St. Peter will get that one out. Redbot now. Passes it to his teammate. Nobody's going to really be there off the drop pass. Leffa tries to get it further into the zone and can't really do much. Redbot will have it out. Leffa now trying to regroup for one last rush before overtime. Guard got it. Going to put it on the wall. Trying to make it overtime. Gets a little bit of miscommunication. Here's a shot. Nice save from St. Peter. This game going to go to overtime here. Game 2. Decide is going to be decided off of one car's chassis here. Redbot, crunch time in the corner, centering feed. Nobody's there. Here's Hamburger Cheese Salad. Hamburger Cheese Salad tries to get over New Black. New Black can't do that. Here's off ceiling. Leffa's there in the neutral zone line. He's got possession. Oh, Leffa here. Here's a nice play. No angle. Redbot will make that clear. Guard coming back in. Nice pass off the backboard. Trying to look for somebody there. Here's New Black. New Black. Nobody named him here for the goal. And he's got a chance there. And it's going to be just out. Now Phoenix got possession in their zone. Playing with a little bit more intensity. Here's a shot from Hamburger Cheese Salad. Off the car of Guard. And Hamburger Cheese Salad puts one away for the overtime victory. Overtime win for Harrisburg. Just about as good as it gets to send y'all into the playoffs. Senators win 5-4. Sensational. And they did as much as they can. Namely, Redbot did as much as he could to send them into the playoffs. And they did just that there. Doing a sensational job against a really hot team. And they just made it work. Back-to-back one-goal games. You know the Razorbacks held their own, but they could not do anything. Lucky I had my mute button, but that will be all she wrote for tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we got a good dance with the Henderson Silver Knights and the Sacramento River Cats. And no playoff implications, but they're definitely going to be playing like it's their last dance here. Because it is. But I'll see y'all then. Great game from both sides, but Harrisburg came out the victor. And I will catch y'all later, and namely tomorrow. But till then, I'll see ya. Have a good rest of your morning, noon, afternoon, evening, or night. And I'll catch you then.